Hey, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Maybe if I put the mic in front of me, y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me now? Okay, how y'all doing? Sorry I'm late. I had an important call I had to take. And give me just a second. Let's see who we got. Hey, Christina. Hey, Linda in Florida. Hey, Darlene Dixon. Hey, Coretta Young. Bronithia. Hey, y'all. Boo Love. Hey, Elise. Hey, oh, okay, Rebecca C. Cry. Jackie Moore. Angel Jones, Gianna Christian, Lynette Barnes. Hey, y'all welcome in. Hey, Chad and Chosen. Hey, Crystal W5. So y'all, I know everybody has heard about the LaTruth trying to get custody of his baby. Hey, Treasure Life. And I also know that everybody knows there's been a fundraiser, GoFundMe, that was put up. And I'm not sure if anybody's keeping up with it, but his ex put up a GoFundMe as well. Hey, Sonia, his ex put up a GoFundMe as well. Um, and over the weekend, she made a goal, and the goal was called out. And one of her supporters told the people, "You all go." She has a goal of this amount, and she hit that amount over the weekend, $10,000, and they were celebrating that she hit $10,000. And I was like, okay, so what y'all giving up y'all money? The purpose of the GoFundMe was supposed to be for legal expenses to fight us to combat us content creators. Now it's for legal fees. And y'all know what? I was looking in the chat, and it was some people saying some of the crazy shit. And if y'all have it in your heart to bless me tonight, because I'm gonna do a lot of cursing, and I know that is monetized, but I'm probably not gonna get any money because the shit pissed me off yesterday when I was reading some of the comments in the chat, and when I was reading some of her comments. Those people are very delusional. They think that money, and they think that money, and they think that coddling, and they think that their delusional mentality will work in court. They're not gonna be with her in court, and the judge is not want to go, and not gonna want to hear hearsay. They were saying bullshit like they were saying bullshit like he's not going to get custody of her because he tried to put her, of the baby because he tried to put her in jail, or he had her around this season, or he was messing with this person because he was married. They'll never give her custody. I'm like, are these people fucking serious? I mean, are they that delusional that everything they're saying that he did, they did, she did, but it's like they got blinders on when it comes to anything she's done. No amount of money can save her. He got facts on his side, not opinions, not emotional as delusional as women, but he has facts on his side. This girl has come to the internet time and time and time again and showed that she is not fit to be a parent. The difference is outstanding. When you see him with her, he's doing parent-child thing. They're doing the bonding time. He's spending quality time with her. When you see her, I know we don't see them 24/7, but the stuff that she put out there, it's not, it's doing those TikTok skits. And these people, these grown ass women, I went to her comments on her post. She posted something yesterday, and I went to her comments. Oh, she was thanking the people for getting her at her goal. And I was looking at the comments, and I was clicking on the pictures, and these women are older than me. We love you. We got your back. If y'all got this girl fucking back, tell her the fucking truth. It don't make no sense. Hey, Outspoken. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Trace. I'm not really paying attention to the chat because I want to stay on track tonight. And y'all gonna I just ask you all to bear with me because this got me heated because a child is involved, and these delusional ass women would rather see a win than what's best for that child. This woman has shown over and over and over that she's not a good parent. Like I say, we see the little clips that she put on, but every time she goes live, it's something in that live to show that she's not up for the job of parenting. Her main concern is Janelle and clickbait. And that's it. And those two new ones. She shows them all the time. She came on here ranting and raving, talking about what she's gonna do to us content creators, and we're harassing and we doing this and that to her. But yet, and it was all supposed to be for the children to protect the children. But yet she gets on here yet again and she talks about, hey, Tamara, Tunde, Gianna, Roz, Elsie, and she gets on here yet again and talks about her oldest son. She's sending him to stay with his dad. Okay, that was nobody's business. And then you get up here and tell everybody that he has behavioral problems. Do she not see the pattern? It's her. It's not us. It's her. She gets on here and say all of these things. It seems like she's always picking on the oldest. She always coming live talking about the oldest one. She caught his hands going up and down. She saw this. It's always about the oldest. Stuff that it ain't none of our business is going on with them. That's between her and that crazy ass daddy. I'm chosen. When I tell you that's why I said this live, because I got triggered by the comments. Because these old ass women look like they're 65, 70, over, all of them are over 50 that I clicked on the pictures because it was more of them coddling her. And I'm like, what kind of love do they have for this idiot to not want to guide her the right way? Instead, they want to throw money at her thinking that that money is going to protect her. That money is not going to protect her when it comes to facts in front of a judge. They can give her $100,000 and she can hire the best lawyer, but a judge is not going to look at how much money she got when it comes to what's best for that baby. The only she put out videos they're not looking at. Exactly. And at this point, I know they know because one of her supporters came forward and said that, or made some statements about her. So all of this is just fake love. I can't go look at it. Yep. Hey, Truth Slayer. She gets the support. She gets, excuse me. She gets support money. Then call all of them. Exactly. And then she didn't get. Okay, they were not supporting her. They were supporting her supporter because that thing stayed up there for damn near 2 weeks on $1,000. And when her supporter said go give, that's when they went and gave. All them damn followers she got, all those supporters, she allegedly got 3 million on one, over 1 million on another one, and 900,000 on another. And she couldn't get all those people to donate her money. She had to depend on a person that she told to mind their fucking business to help her reach her goal. And I think these people know that they have ruined her brand. And that's why they feel obligated to help her now. Because back in the day, she would have been able to get that money real quick. but how she struggled to raise that money. I think that's why it's guilt given. It ain't no love there, it's guilty because they realizing that they have ruined her brand. They look just like we looking, they looking too. And they saw her struggling. That's why they stepped in to help her. And it's not getting any better. And they still ruining the brand because they still over there talking about stuff they ain't got no business talking about. And that's going to be a factor in the courtroom. Yeah, we talking about the divorce case, but we don't have paperwork on the divorce case. It's not given to us. Am I, am I saying, I wonder how if it was their daughter behaving like they would not like that. Thank you, Bula. They are mothers, they're grandmothers. The ones I saw are grandmothers. And it's a shame that these women are agreeing with this type of behavior. They coddling around her. Nobody's no I I'm not gonna say this. Um I wanna say it, but I can't say it because she knows what she's doing. But I wanna say I kind of feel sorry for her, but she don't want nobody around her that tell her the right thing to do. She does not want anybody around her like that. She had people like that in the beginning that were there and that was telling her right. She wants just the kind of people she got now, the ones out there making her look like a fool and looking like a fool right along with her. She can't hold the gallon of water. She can't hold the gallon of water. Tired of this she and she should be wearing the same. Yeah, different head, right? She worked for the no real exactly no real friends. The only reason she doesn't want money because exactly she done lost that money done went down. So that money right there, it's gonna hurt her if she loses. And they hey everybody coming in. But I kinda I'll be glad when this custody case is over. So they can stop trying to make a mockery and trying to break down court papers like they like their attorney. Because everything that they're naming, this man has a record of that. It's every she does everything and put it on social media. He has records of her not adhering to the court orders. He has a record of her in their chat and her dealing with these people and her going live saying that she called people and those people are constantly harassing him. She has a record of going on her platform thanking the same people that are harassing him. She has a record of going when she was live and um she was going off on the content creators. She openly told one, I've been watching your videos. I like what you're doing. Keep up the good work. I just can't comment because we'll just keep doing. Yeah, she got records of all this stuff, and that's going against the court order. But she thinks she's untouchable. She thinks she's above the law, and it's going to end up backfiring on her. Hey, Jazz. Hey, Miss Jazz. If I didn't speak to you, I missed your name. I'm sorry. I hope she does have to pay. Y'all give me just a minute. Let me catch up on the comments. If Robert just go through the internet, if he go through anything, I know he keeps his own records and he records everything, and he don't he don't put anything he don't put his stuff out and show like bits and pieces of stuff. He keeps it for his own records. I bet he could destroy her if he wanted to. I bet he got so much in his arsenal. And believe me, he would not have taken it to court if he don't have his shit in line. Robert just don't move half-ass. She put out what she wants and it be half-ass receipts. But baby, when Robert was dropping his, he was dropping bombshells. Y'all give me just 1 minute. I'm gonna pull up something real quick. Y'all remember, and he can use this can be used against her in court. He could have used it's a lot of stuff I don't believe that he actually used when they went to court for the divorce that he could have used because if he had, I just don't think that that baby would be with her. You all remember when she first left him, and she was saying that that baby was traumatized. No, when she first left him, the baby didn't want to go to school, and she dropped the baby off by his house. And give me just one moment. Where's the video? Wait a minute. It may not have no sound, guys. I don't know what happened to it, but I just want y'all to see this video. They really were not talking on the video, but you all remember this video here when this baby. It was when they first broke up. This was during the time she had been had a was seeking a TPO. Is that what it's called? She was seeking a TPO, and she was supposed to be so petrified of him, but yet she showed up at his house without being guarded, and dropped the baby off. The same baby that was so petrified and traumatized, and so traumatized she had to go to counseling. He dropped this same baby off after the so-called incident. And how did it get from here to her wanting to go to her dad's house, not wanting to go to school? How did it get from this to is that playing? I just heard something. Look how excited this little girl is to be going to her dad's house. This is after they left, after the separation. She does not look like she's scared. She does not look like she's a Bigfoot. Yep. She does not look like she's petrified that she's going to be left with her dad. She goes right on in that house like it's no problem.
Love you.
So my thing is, how does it go from that to when she was in the restaurant? She was talking about, go get your clothes. You're gonna go with your daddy. And she's no, no, no. And when Janelle's talking about, come on, your dad outside, she grabbing the door, not wanting to go out there. You know why that baby was traumatized at that point? Because them motherfuckers were traumatizing. They were doing the traumatizing. And for them to do that little girl like that, that shows that she's unfit because she used that girl to fit her agenda. Nobody would do that to their child if they thought they were doing what was best for that child. That goes to show she uses her children as pawns, and it's no motherly instinct to do what's the best for the child, is to do what's best for her. Hey, Terry. All right. RH don't like it. I don't blame him. I know he's tired of that. That's her downfall. That is her downfall. She's always looking to get back. She never thinks about what is good for somebody else. It's always what's good for me. And I'm not gonna be on the bottom. I'm always gonna have one up. Hey Nina, I spoke to you, I believe. She may be, she might will. She knows she can't outsmart him. So she just goes straight to the hill with it. Exactly. Now that's what she do. And she ought to know now. Exactly. I believe that too. What, boo love? Hey, Snooky, corporate thuggin'. Mika? Yep. But these people, they over there, they thinking that if they get her to that 25,000 goal and the little stuff that they claiming that he did, yes, he's not perfect. Nobody is perfect, but he has not gotten on this internet acting like a wild pit bull like she has. It's so many videos they can show instances of. She's not mindful of what this ninja that she has does to her. And at one while, that baby was acting like she was scared of him. And one video, I could not find all the videos that I need, but I know you all remember because you all been here the whole while too. But when they was in that little birthday party for one of the kids, when Janelle came in the room, that baby went and grabbed Lauren by the leg. She got out of his way. Another time when he came in the kitchen, she like it's like every time he was coming around, she was running, like getting away from him. So her decision making and not notice, a mother would have noticed that, and a mother would have been like, why is my child uncomfortable around this man? Maybe I need to keep my child or my children away from this man if they're not comfortable around him. But no, she's not concerned about that. All she's concerned about is her having her man and her children if they have to be separate. My man over here with these kids, and my children over here, but never together. But if my children were not, excuse me, y'all, if my children were not comfortable around somebody I was dating, I would not date them. I'm sorry, y'all, my voice is getting hoarse. I am a little congested, so I apologize in advance. Do you all remember this? Go get your coat. Go get your coat. Okay, 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 okay. Go get your coat. Go get your coat. Okay, 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 okay. So her ass is petrified and doing that child like that, all to prove a point to social media that she's so traumatized. They instilled this fear in this child about her father, and it was very unwarranted. And Brianna gonna burn in hell for what she did. If she don't give a sorrowful repentance, she gonna burn in hell for how she's done over these years. Now she just want everybody to forget everything she's done all these years, and excuse me, forget everything that she's done, and excuse me, y'all, and just stop talking about it or stop bringing it back up. No, we're not gonna stop bringing it back up because it's out there and you did it, and you're not learning from your mistake. She's not learning. She's getting worse. She wants to say she's a damn good mother. This is the same girl that fed fed these kids some damn hot Torito or hot whatever those things were. That challenge. That shit was killing kids. It was killing grown folks. And she did it to her children. Grown people. Yeah, and she laughing like a lunatic, truth slayer. She's up there thinking that shit was funny. Wasn't nothing funny about traumatizing. I think the baby was 3 years old at the time. 3 year old child trying to turn her against her father. So you can try to fit the narrative that John is more of a father to her than him, than his or her own dad. You keeping her away from her own father by trying to turn her against him so she can start calling Janelle daddy. What kind of lunatic does that to a child? What kind of fucking idiot would do that to an innocent baby if you love your child, knowing how Robert loves his daughter? Why would she do that? Robert had done nothing to show her He did not want to be in his child's life. Robert had done nothing to show her that he didn't deserve to be in his child's life. But because he didn't take the package, her and the child, well, she had the mentality, well, if you're not gonna be with me, then you're not gonna be with your child either. And that's a fucked up mindset. And a lot of women have it, but that's a fucked up mindset to have and put an innocent child through, especially when that child has a relationship with both parents and that child has a love for the dad. You're just gonna take her from the dad. I'm so glad that the court saw through her bullshit because I'm pretty sure that she tried to do that when they went to court with the divorce. This one right here, oops, sorry y'all,
I got this color.
is
What?
watch what she tell her why this man should do to her in front of that little girl.
Oh, I had to figure out a dress for it.
This is fucking stressful.
Will you fake will you will you take me to be your will you
From house now, watch that little girl. Actually,
I promise to be there. What they say, I promise to be there to whatever that shit is. You gonna put it on my finger? Put it on your finger.
this is so disrespectful.
What is Josh doing? I promise to be there. What they say, I promise to be there to whatever that shit is. You gonna put it on my finger? Put it on your finger. What is Josh doing? That's not Josh. Who's that? Isaiah. I promise to always like
And you often feel that you damn shit because you're looking at the fucking thing serious or worried about what the comments are.
Yeah. Oh, fit. That's W Riz right there. That's W Riz. Okay. I got this color. Okay, what? This is cute. I had to figure out a joke.
Y'all see Momo's hair, right? So Momo's right there watching this man go all over her mother.
Okay.
And when people were saying something in the comments about it, she when they were saying that she was letting him grope all over her in front of her 3-year-old and her young men in the house, this fool said they need to see a loving relationship after getting out of what they just got out of. But the thing is, we're not talking about the rest of the kids. We're talking about the one that LaTruth is fighting for, and that's his child. And that was his 3-year-old child standing there watching this man grope all over her mother. And that's an example that she wants to set for her daughter. And this is what they over there fighting for. And ain't no telling what all else has been done in front of this child, because I heard and it's alleged that she slept in the same bed with them at one point. John is her daddy, girl. You so dumb. Yeah, she said that ignorant shit. He's not her daddy. She has a daddy. Thank you, LaKay, for the super, and thank you, Snooky, as well. In case you didn't hear me, she does. She does. One of my friends used to say, "She make my ass itch," and she does. This woman is so delusional, and so are her supporters. If they can see no wrong in what this woman is doing, and then they actually want this baby to stay with that, that shows that they are not concerned about a baby, a 5 year old. They're not concerned about a 5 year old or what's best for her. It's about winning with them. At this point, it's about winning. We can't let them get a win. We can't let him get a win, because why are they hating that man so much that they don't even want him to have a relationship? At one point, they were saying she should take away his custody rights. What did he do to deserve his custody being stripped? His visitation and um his visitation rights. What did he do so bad to where he don't deserve to spend time with his child? But that's what they were over there telling her she should do once upon a time in the comments. I know Thick Hip got to think about all that she has done to the truth, and I know that he has to be I know he has to be thinking about what how much worse is she gonna do to him. I wonder how Thick feel about her dad and now them charges. I don't know. That's another thing with her people. Why the hell are they putting so much money for her to keep her? Why are they throwing their money behind her keeping this baby around SA? That's been accused in this documented that he's done SA, and it is merely a payday. I think she do you all know I know you all know Kiki, what her name is, Kiki Wyatt. Well, Kiki Wyatt, she came she came out with that song. In the living room and a melody, and you're telling me you're loving me. That song, like Nothing in the World. She came out with that song, and then when we saw her again, she was on that reality show. When she came to the front, I think she had like 6 or 7, maybe 8 kids, but now she has 11 children. She's had babies. Look like every time she meet a man, she had babies with them. And I saw her say in an interview recently that she was anointed. She thinks that's her calling to have babies. She thinks she was anointed to have babies. And I'm like, what kind of sick? What you do? It's just not normal that you don't take time to heal in between babies, in between marriages, and then every man you get, you want to have a baby with them. That's just not normal crap. At some point, you got to say, okay, enough is enough. I know God said be fruitful and multiply, but I just don't mean, I think they take that out of content. All right, well, yeah, I saw somebody in the comments said, well, they're not going to give him custody because he was messing with that yoga instructor while they were married. I'm like, what the hell? These people are delusional. Then one of them said, Bree, Bree, if you see this, you should have him tested for drugs. What in their rabbit ass minds make them think LaTruth is on drugs? What has LaTruth done out here openly to where they would think he's on drugs? The most he's gonna do is drink wine. I haven't seen him drink a beer or no hard liquor, but I see him do wine. And then this other idiot talking about, hey, he had her around Miss Season, and you should tell the judge that. And I'm like, they just throwing shit against the wall to see if anything will stick. Because if that's her best defense, if this is what you internet lawyers telling her to put in the answer, then y'all just as foolish as she is, and she'll be a damn fool to do that. Mm, mm. And then they went with the occasional insult. And this is another reason I think that when he goes to that contempt hearing, I'm not sure if I think they're two different hearings. One of them is for the contempt, and the other one is for custody. But when they go to the contempt hearing, she he got all the evidence he needs because just yesterday they still people that she's dealing with, the baby daddy, Sherelle, I think Jeannie stopped, and then the other lady, they all going live, still talking about him. That's um, what? How did they put it? Secondhand harassment. I forgot the name. They called it in the court papers, but um, they still doing it, and she's still in their comments so that the judge will know. Okay, these are people you're dealing with, and they're still doing it after I ordered. Um, no second. I forgot what they were calling it. I don't have access to the paperwork, but you all know what I'm saying. And then she's gonna try to say that we doing it on his behalf. We're not doing this on his behalf. He's not giving. I've never talked to Robert. I've never uh, messaged Robert. I don't know Robert. All I know is what I see, and what I see is wrong, and I'm gonna speak on it. I'm gonna speak on what's going on. She cannot say just because I'm speaking on what's going on, or just because Harmon is speaking on what's going on, or just because Lupop's speaking on what's going on that he hired us. No, we see you out here acting like a damn fool, and we speaking on you acting like a damn fool. We see you coming out here talking about contempt, and he got us speak. No, baby, he does not. But we can say that you got your people doing it because you all in their comments, you giving them high fives, you doing all of that. You're telling them good job. You've given them pats on the back. You publicly thanking them on your platform. So we can say that it's public evidence out there that you got them harassing him. But we're gonna get back to this custody thing. Even since the custody, hey everybody coming in. If y'all don't mind, hit the live button for me. We have it's a video trail of her not agreeing and not adhering to the just visitation. When the first time she didn't adhere to it, he was at the jail waiting, and she claimed that the next morning, well, she didn't show up. He called the police, and then the next morning, she ended up going. Well, the police called her, and she said that he missed his weekend, but it was not his weekend. Um, the weekend that he was picking her up was the weekend that he was supposed to get her, but anyway, she got caught in a lie with the police right there, and the police had to tell her that it was his weekend that weekend, and she was got up the next morning and went to Orlando. He could have been gotten her for contempt. He always given her grace and always given her passes that she don't fucking deserve. And I am so glad that he finally said enough is a fucking enough and thought about his child's well-being instead of giving her ungrateful ass mother a pass. And then here it was the other weekend. She knows that they had made arrangements to choose somewhere closer for them to meet. And she changed the location without him knowing that after that he filed contempt. Okay, after y'all filed contempt, you're still supposed to communicate. And you supposed to be she was supposedly had told him, okay, since you're going to court, even if it was out of malice, since you're going to court, now you got to come way to wherever we supposed to meet at. You know what I'm saying? She was supposed to not just change it up and just think he was gonna assume that they were gonna meet back at the spot when they had been meeting at the spot. I don't care how they said, hey upper, I don't care how they say it on the other side. Well, she went and took out contempt charges, and you think she was gonna meet? He went and took out contempt charges. You think that he was gonna meet her at that location? And he had no. It should have been a grown ass woman would have a grown woman would have communicated that with him, but she's always being manipulative, and she did that to make it look like he was not concerned about picking that baby up when he went to their drop off location that they had agreed to. But now, since he's filing contempt charges because of all the other bullshit she's done, she want to go back to the agreement without telling him she's going back to the agreement. She's a manipulative little ass girl. Very manipulative. She plays games. She plays too many games, and she thinks that she's right. And these people got her thinking that she does no wrong, and she's gonna something is going to stop her. They are going to be her downfall. They've already ruined her channel. She's not making nearly the amount of money that she was once making, because if she was, she would never have put a GoFundMe up because she's too proud for that. She always do that and then say she's embarrassed. Then she say my supporters wanted me to do this. It's all she always blame her supporters. I'm in need, but I'm not. I'm too stout hearted to say I'm in need, so I'm gonna say that my supporters inboxed me and told me to do it. Everything is her supporters told her, down to the GoFundMe. They making it worse for her. And like I said at the beginning of this live, I honestly believe that the reason they pouring their money into her because they know that they're the reason that her brand has gotten destroyed and she's not making like she once made. And they're not gonna stop. They still doing it. That's guilt giving. Because like I said, if she was doing good and she was still making all that money she say she was making and she was still the bag, she would have just went and got a lawyer. She wouldn't have done that. She was a vibe with RH and she doesn't even have content anymore. Business nothing. Look at her downfall. When evil people do bad things, content ain't in no bathroom. It's not. Everything she does lately, the majority of it is in the bathroom. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you. This would say, yep. Okay, my two. Do you believe the court will intimidate Chanel when he discovers he's involved in legal documentation? Oh, he's in legal documentation, Ms. Jazz. Oh, did LaTruth bring up if anybody knows the answer to this, did LaTruth bring up Janelle in the legal documentation? Thank you, Floria. Do y'all know? These people don't mean that girl no good. And I think they believe that money is the answer to everything, but money does not trump a court order. Money does not trump I think someone said he is on paperwork. Okay, I didn't know that. I've seen it from through other people. Um I've seen it and I've listened to other people's lives, but I always fall asleep on them. And I do know what they said that the contempt charges were, like her changing the school, taking him off, taking him off of being able to pick the little girl up from school and keep the teachers from talking about how they were doing in school. That's not right. Why would she do that if she was not being vindictive? Why would she take him off of being able to get the little girl from school or being able to find out how she's doing in school? Is she scared that well, she graduated, so evidently she was doing pretty good. But he has a right to her education just like Briana does. What was he going to find out? That she's not sending her to school? What was so bad that she would not want the teachers to talk to the father about this child's education? Just vindictive for no reason at all. She's she's almost there, and she don't see it. This girl does not. It's like she runs into a wall and it hurt, and then the next day she forgot that it hurt, and she run into that same wall, insane thinking, doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over, and expecting a different result. And that's what she's doing. She's making the same mistake. She started with these people, and she saw her shit declining, because that money didn't just start declining overnight. That money was declining, like we saw the truth decline. That money was declining, but she didn't stop. She kept on and kept on and kept on and kept on and kept on. Now it's a GoFundMe for everything. GoFundMe for the children's birthday. GoFundMe for this or that. Pamper fund. Um, all of this different things. I'm gonna show y'all the babies join this subscription. She's always figuring out ways to get extra money, because them checks ain't hitting like them checks used to hit. And that comes from her listening to these people, listening to the people that's amen and you so beautiful in the comments, and not listening to the people giving her sound advice. She might not like it, but I heard that somebody even went in her DM and DM'd her a message that was not hurtful, just telling her something good, and she blocked them. So she said, "Why should I listen to you all? Y'all come on here and bash me every day like I'm gonna listen to y'all. If y'all wanted me to know this, come in my comments and tell me. Well, baby, no, come in my DM and tell me." Well, little girl, they did. And what did you do? You block them. Anybody that's doing anything that's telling you you beautiful, or you fine, or you this or you that, that's uplifting your ego, you are going to block them. You don't want to hear it. And them doing that is the reason you in the situation that you in, because anybody, I heard you got lawyer supporters, like not loyal attorney supporters. And if they didn't tell you that the stuff that you was doing was harming you and you could lose your child for it, then they don't give a fuck about you. You just entertainment for them. How can they say they love you and they support you and they watching you crash out on the internet? How the fuck can they say they love you and they support you and they watching you do the things you do? Not be a good mother. Yeah, you showing all this little intimate time with those twins right now. But when those twins are older, are you still going to be as involved and as intimate with them? Or is it going to be like the rest of them? Y'all, I pray that things go the truth way, because that baby deserves just what she get when she's with her dad: attention, time, and memories, and not just of a sister taking care of her while mama weasel up to a ninja that ain't worth it and pays all the attention to the newborn. Well, they're not newborn anymore, the baby. I knew it was a decliner when she was sitting outside Booger Boy 2 in the morning trying to get a gift back. Exactly. Exactly. They really made it worse for her. They have. And she's still listening to them. She's still in the comments. She's still anybody. Okay. I always say this, and you all, if you all talk to anybody that knows me on the back end, I'm not perfect, and they will put me in my shit all the time. They put me in my place all the time, and I do not get mad. I don't block them. I take that shit and I move on, because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I want them to tell me I'm wrong. I don't want nobody ass kissing and just going along to get along. I don't need that type of person, because that does not make you a better person. If you think you're perfect and you do nothing wrong and you cannot take criticism, then something is mentally wrong with you, because nobody's perfect. Nobody does everything right. And everybody needs constructive criticism in their life in order to make themselves a better person. But when you got somebody that does not think they do anything wrong, they don't want to be better because they already there in their head, then they are what you call a narcissist, and they are a sociopathic narcissist. Pretty Bree look better than her, and she ain't even have the energy for her. She's a punk. She is. She is. She got all this mouth on the internet, all this popping her shit, talking her big talk. And then when she went to court with Queen last week, she asked for an escort out the courtroom. And you had your daddy and your son there, and you needed an escort against little old Step. This bitch just, she probably paid y'all before she, yep. I believe things will go his way because it's truly, it is what's best for the child. If they're not seeing that, they cannot, and these people that be in the comments saying all that crazy shit, they cannot honestly believe that this girl is what's best for that child. All mothers are not the best choice for those kids, for children. All mothers are just not the best choice. Some dads will do a much better hands-on job raising children. And they want to say because girls need to be with their mothers. All girls don't need to be with their mom because some moms don't know how to be motherly to those girls. Girls are the ones that you have to be the most protective of, and you cannot do any and everything around a daughter. The boys, I still don't believe for boys, but especially around the daughter. You cannot have everybody around a daughter. The wrong thing can happen to that little girl and well, those daughters or anybody's daughters for that matter. And it can scar them for life. Yep. And no, it was a video. And I don't know if the truth is gonna use it. I heard he got a lot of stuff, but he's basically adhering to whatever. I forgot I was on somebody's chat, and they said that he don't put it, and we know he don't because we didn't even that came out of nowhere because he didn't go live talking about I'm fixing to go sue for custody. We found out about it because she told the lady across the street. That's how we found out about it. That's when they started pouring into that cash app because I guess she had told her that he was trying to told them that he was trying to take the child. That's how we found out about it. The truth didn't come forward and say, well, here, y'all, here goes some papers. She gave those papers up and it went live of them talking about it. Oh, that's who needs to go, y'all. This would guarantee the truth to win right here. Y'all see that? I didn't hear that, but I wouldn't doubt it. Exactly. She's not. I have seen many of fathers get custody of their daughters because of decisions that the mothers were making and because of the environment that the mothers put the daughters in. And I think I may have said that wrong, but I've seen many of fathers get custody of their daughters because they were just more well fit. The truth was in a whole relationship. I'm not sure if he is, that's none of my business. And when he had that daughter, that was her and his time. We barely saw Miss Season when the truth, when it was his time to be with his daughter. Seen her a couple of times, but every time we see him with his daughter, he is with his daughter. You don't see other people around. You don't see they're playing games. They're reading books. They're doing contests. They're going to the park. They're going to the little environmental place where they the little work environment for kids where she's being a waitress, she's being a cook, she's being a what else? He did a video of her. She was being a builder, construction worker. That little place is good for children because when I looked it up online, they have an operating room where children might want to be doctors. They will get to see what it's like, pretend to be doctors or nurses. It's like a career center for children, and they get to act out the part. He does stuff like that with her, putting some ideas in her head to give her a feel for what she may want to be when she grows up. That is parenting. That is taken up. Um, that is taken up. Y'all, I get a brain freeze and I get so pissed off. That's taken up. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. What kind of time I'm trying to say? Somebody put in the chat. But my brain done froze on me. Oh man. Yeah, but that's taking up positive time. That's not the word I want to use with that child. And that's making memories. That's memories with just him and her, not memories of her and the boyfriend and the mama and the man grabbing all over the mama and this, that, and the other. Not memories of me doing little dances in front. Yeah, they quality time. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. She is the donkey of the years, not donkey of the day, but donkey of the years. But yeah, he takes up quality time with his baby. And that is a plus. He can show if the judge go down her timeline and if the judge go down his timeline, he's gonna see a big, big difference. I know she did a lot, she erased a lot of videos, but if a judge would just sit back and say, I'm not gonna make a decision now. I'm just gonna Google y'all name. It would be so much out there that can hurt her, more that can hurt her than can help her. And with the truth, it'll be a lot of people, it'll be a few people talking about him and saying negative stuff about him, but it won't be no proof to what they're saying. But with hers, it will be proof because it's coming from her. It's coming from her videos. It's coming out of her mouth. It's coming out of her getting in comments, making little comments like he's not her daddy. Ja is. That kind of shit can come back to harm her. It will come back to hurt her. Exactly. I do not know what's gonna happen to Lala. She definitely doesn't need to be there. Exactly. I hope the daddy, and that's another thing, but we're not talking about him. Every day she don't care. She does not think the law applies to her. Don't think the law applies to her. I'm gonna drop the link for anybody that wants to come up. Chosen, are you not chosen? From a girl that Truthfully, are you still in here? If anybody wants to come up, you all can. I like getting different perspectives because I'm just giving my point of view on everything that's happened, and I I, I could be wrong. Somebody can have a different point of view, so I like having different points of views about everything. Then I heard that she gets right up there in court, and somebody said truth slayer go up. She gets right up there in court, and then she turns around and lie in court. Just shoot shit out of her mouth with no evidence. Queen steps that she got up in court and lied and did not have no evidence. And she had the, hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm
Um,
fine.
yeah, I had to come up. I follow all of you guys, Lupac, Latay, um, everybody. And I will say this: I'm not team anybody. I'm team truth.
Mm-hmm.
But I will honestly say this: I have never saw a more vindictive person than Briana. I
Exactly.
I, I just don't understand how somebody and I went through things with my son's father, dirty things, but the things that she is doing to him, and she keeps wanting to say he didn't put her on and this and that. Everybody know that's the lie. Like, give that man his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Okay, just say it didn't work. But all this, he didn't do anything for you. You had your own this, you had your own that. Girl, you came to that man looking like a mutt. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, I don't mean to sound like that, but the truth is the truth. I could have said something more ugly, but I'm gonna leave it at mutt. But I wanted to bring one point that I saw, and because she thinks she's so smart, like we all have came to the conclusion of. But one of the things in the contempt is about the school, which I think was very, very, very nasty. Because as Black parents, and I'm not saying it in every family, but it takes, not every Black man is going into the school to try to see how their kid is doing. And so I think that was very, very nasty. But the point I'm getting to is this. I don't know if y'all were aware of the video she made about, or it may have been a post, I'm not sure, about I'm involved with all my kids in school and everything they have going on, from their social media accounts to their friends to this and that. But that was a dig so the courts can see it, probably trying to show that she's involved in Momo's school. And I just didn't believe it. I mean, I'm just saying this is just one incident. I mean, I see a bunch of stuff because I follow all you guys, but I just felt like this girl here does not stop. She is lay up in her bed or in that house and just think of stuff to try to, just manipulate the whole case. And I just think it's just sad because you can tell you are not that the light is, light bulb in the socket. Like, just quit it, And she's so silly to not know that. Girl, you winning. You got somebody that want to be in his child's life. You guys don't never have to be together. Y'all don't never have to see eye to eye. But let this man be in this baby life without all the extra. It's gonna, and it is gonna, whether he wins the case or whether he doesn't. All this stuff is gonna backfire and bite her in the ass. Like, I'm an older woman, and I got daughters older than Launya. But one thing I teach my daughter, if they want to be in his life, because I got a daughter, I got grandkids. I tell my daughter, just let them. Whatever they doing, if they doing something, and thank God she has, good fathers for her kids. But I tell her, it's not, y'all not gonna always agree, but it's not about you all. It's about the kid. And I just wish Brianna would listen to somebody. Your mom is deceased, but and then you call these people old and this and that and that and this. But girl, these people are really funding your whole lifestyle. Like, I just don't understand her concept of thinking.
I don't either. Her
I
dad
don't
was
think
just like,
anybody does. Shoot.
it's,
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
why would she try to keep this baby out of her dad's life, or her dad is in her life as a grown ass woman? Why would she do that?
You know why? Because she want to be. I'm telling y'all. First of all, hey, Mike too,
Hey,
and I don't know who else this is up here.
Oh, my name is Valerie.
Valerie, hi
Mhm.
Valerie.
Hi.
Um, but no, I was gonna. I've said it many times before. I just really think that she is so mad that he really divorced her, that she said, "I'm so miserable," and God doggone it, you're gonna be miserable too. And that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? I'm so mad about it. Like, you know, because again, everything is on her now. When the truth was there, he kept the order and the structure in that home clearly,
Right.
on all different types of levels, from the household to taking care of the finances, to spend in the quality time that we saw him spend with the kids, with special things he did for her on holidays, birthday, just all of that. And so without him there, she has to parent alone. She has to make the money and manage the money alone. Everything that he covered, you know, now somebody's echoing, I think. Do y'all hear an echo?
Yeah, I do. But it's not me. I don't have any sound going.
Okay. But so I just think that she had it good, them 6 years, right? So to
Right.
go from just sitting around looking cute, you know what I'm saying, and that's pretty much all I have to do, and to now I have to manage all of this. That all that money is no longer in the house, so I have to make it all. I got to manage it all. I got to deal with these kids. Those kids, I'm sure, have had many occasions, maybe especially in the beginning, or even maybe still now, where they've expressed different frustrations about missing the truth, or maybe wanted to go spend time or do something and she denied anything. Those children could possibly be very upset, giving her a hard time, being unhappy. They have not moved on and upgraded into a better family situation, no matter what she's trying to sell the internet. And
Right.
so, I just think, like you said, I wish she would listen to somebody, because at this point, now your household is being seemingly dismantled right before our eyes.
Yep. And
Which I think
I
is the
really,
best thing. I think that's the best thing, though. I really think that the household is very toxic. It should be broken up. People need to go where they're safe, where they're being heard, taken care of, and nurtured, and allow her to get better. Go heal. Go check in somewhere for about a good year. Okay? Seriously, inpatient. Get yourself together so you can be better for them kids.
Exactly.
yeah, because she does act like she is totally unhinged. And then I'm just gonna say this, and then I'm gonna drop down, let somebody else come up. But the whole Mother's Day thing, and another content creator said it. I mean, you could tell that she might have not have wrote every card or put every word in there, but she's definitely kind of coerced them into what to say. But what broke my heart about the whole thing, when the boy said, I wrote it on my text because I left the other at home. So you mean to tell me on Mother's Day, you're not even in the same house with your kids? And I mean, to me, you're acting like they're 19, 18, 17. I mean, and even if they were, I mean, my kids are grown and we still spend special days like that together. But it just broke my heart that you would literally be over at Janelle's house and leave your four minor kids with, at home. Even, the whole deal
Mhm.
with her dad, and I'm not gonna speak on that. But even I wouldn't care if you left them with, it don't matter the adult. But if you don't think these kids see what's going on and it's hurt
Mhm.
and it's not hurting them, you really got to be a special kind of
Out of
stupid.
touch.
You know what I'm saying? Because that just broke my heart that you are really over to this man's house, and you with your other two babies, but they got to come to you and read a chord. And when your kids are that young, even if they cannot, some kids do save money and I want to get mama this or I want to get mama that. Okay, yeah, that is your day. And, as mothers, but it's not about gifts, it's not about money. If I had those kids, I would grab them up. We would have went out to eat.
Mhm.
If they didn't have money to pay, of course I would have paid. You definitely make the money. You know what I'm saying? So for her just to leave them in the house and they not even be in the same house with her, but you coerce them to come over and read these um fake greetings online, that was just crazy to me. That was
Mm.
that was really
But you know
that was
what I
really
think with this, with the thing with her father, right? Johnny might be
Mhm.
like, listen, bring my kids over here, because if kids is gonna get taken, potentially not mine, I don't want them there, right? Like
Right,
it's been a lot of speculation about, she just over there because she just only want to have a family with him and forget her other children, and then it's,
right.
oh, what she was running from the repo man. Everybody been saying
Yeah,
all kind of stuff, but I only want to have a family with him and forget her other children, and then it's,
yeah.
right. So somebody got two devices going, maybe.
Yeah, I think.
Gloria, can you hear? You echoing. Do you have your phone and like your YouTube on together?
I can hear. I muted my mic.
Okay, it was a background you were echoing.
And
Okay, let me. I'm gonna cut my.
and even growing up, I will
Can you
honestly
hear me
say,
now?
Say something again.
Can you hear
Gloria.
me now?
Okay, we can hear you. You're not echoing anymore.
and even growing up, I will honestly say, my mom is dead and gone. But I'm telling you, my mama was the lady of the streets. And she would bring men home. I'm not gonna lie. She would bring men home. Some of them might stay a few months. Some of them might stay a couple of years. Some of them might stay a week. But it didn't. It did matter. But I will honestly say, I got to give her. I got to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. No matter how long they came, how long they stayed, she let it be known when they walked through that door. Them and I was only two of us, me and my sister. Don't say nothing to my children. Whatever you want to say to them, you say it to me. Don't look, don't touch my children. Don't say nothing to my children. You know what I'm saying? She made that
Right.
100% clear. And when it came down to it, because I remember, at one point, this one guy was like, tell them children to go sit down. She said, now I'm finna tell your ass to get up out of here and go find, however she
Right.
put it. And I remember that day like it was yesterday. And so for that, I always had respect for her because she let it be known. Don't say shit to my children.
Hmm.
Don't look at them. Don't touch them. You know what I'm saying? And they
Yeah.
knew. And so
She
when
set a boundary. She set
yeah,
that boundary. She let it be known.
you dropped the ball when you first came in and let him do anything and say anything to those children. Another thing that broke me down was when, and I hope Robert take this to court, was when she let Jonelle play with that man baby. The average Nikka, he would have did something to Jonelle. But they
Hmm.
know Robert wasn't gonna do that. He's not that everybody is not confrontational. But I will say the average one, they would have gave him something, to play about. No matter whether cops were there or not, he'd have took us, he'd have took his bed
Uh-huh.
because that was wrong. And you let that go on. But then you wanna have something to say because you say this man called them turtles, and which he did not. He said even if they were turtles. You know what I'm saying? Like you so hypocritic and you just say stuff and don't even know what you're saying. That's why we all know that the masters and all that ain't never happened. I'll be surprised if that girl even finished high school, and that's the God honest truth because she got the bird brain of a fifth grader. And to say she had all that money and went through it and stuff like that, that is just sad. And I will say this, I watch Peach McIntyre a lot. I really do. Yeah, Peach is crazy as hell. She do some stupid shit. Da 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 da. But one thing I can say about Peach, she gonna wag with them 9 children. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? She gonna wag with them. And she gonna,
Hmm.
she did, we went through the whole eviction thing. Peach said, I got this. And she put them in another house. Yeah, do she have too many kids? Is she a little loopy? Absolutely. But one thing I can say for her, she wag with them kids. So, at the end of the day, like I say, because I could go on and on, but I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, I just hope, and I really don't want to see because I don't want it to be emotional for Momo. I don't know how that would be for her to actually, be removed from her mama like that. But I maybe say, and this is just my opinion. It may not be a popular opinion. And maybe do it to let her know he's not playing. Do a 6-month trial. Okay, we're gonna give you 6 months to get yourself together and straighten all this out. In the meantime, she will stay with her father. You know what I'm saying? And
Bree's so codependent on her father. How is she gonna keep him from being around
and that I mean, but
having his children?
that would be something that, and even and then he could say in some kind of way include, and even when she does come back, he is not allowed to be around her. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being, I'm trying to be I'm just because I feel like it will take a little toll on Momo, and not because of Bree. Let me say that it's not because of her mother, but because of her siblings. You got to understand, she's the youngest, so she grew up. Even though the boys might leave or whatever, but especially Lala, she grew up with Lala. So to just kind of break that bond. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I do feel like she needs to be with her dad, but I guess I'm torn because I'm thinking of Lala, but I'm also thinking of the other children. They're
Girl,
gonna miss.
I said he need to take Lala too. So they
Yeah,
didn't separate,
he
okay?
would probably
Same
be.
thing.
She would probably be happy, but I feel like it's gonna be. And our kids do. They adjust to adversity much easier and quicker than what we think. But no matter how they do it, just I'm just for what's best for the child. But I will say he needs to put some fire on their ass to let her know. However they choose to do it in the courtroom, that's their business. But he need to put some fire in their ass to let her know he's not playing because she's been playing out here for 3 years, thinking she's untouchable. So for that, yeah, something needs to be done. But I love watching your commentary, 2 cent. And so you ladies have a blessed night, and I'll continue listening. Thank y'all.
Thank you. You too, Valerie.
Okay, bye bye.
Blessings, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for coming up. You want to say something, Floria?
Yes, blessing. How y'all doing?
All right.
Good, you?
Good. Hi, Truth Slayer.
Good.
Um,
Hey.
I want to say, I had a friend one time, and she was so in love with her husband, which she lost. And after losing him, she said to me, "I don't want nobody to unalive him, but I want him to die. I want God to take him because I can't get over him." She didn't have the strength to do it herself. And with Bree, she know what she lost. She know what she lost. I mean, anybody in their right mind, you only got one man on child support. One. You got 3 baby fathers allegedly, and you got one man on child. And I hope he brings this up to the judge. I honestly don't think that Robert wants to hurt her, but he loves his daughter more than the hurt that she's gonna have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he wants to see her hurt, even with everything that's going on with her, everything she's done to him. I truly believe when he go inside his house and close those doors, there's a piece of his heart that still feels bad for her because he's
Mm-hmm.
just that type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
But she has done so much, unnecessary stuff. And everything is geared towards this one man.
Mm-hmm.
And she can't let Jar go because he was the man in the pawn in her game. Because she had to make it look like she was happy, she moved on and everything. So if she don't really have him, but she's got to keep gifting him to make him stay because she don't want to look like she lost, like she's not happy because he was the pawn in her game towards trying to hurt Robert, but she ended up hurting herself. She hurt herself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in any court, which I think is wrong, and they should have been, if she couldn't put everybody on child support, Robert shouldn't have been on child support. Nobody has to make Robert take care of his child. Nobody has to
Mm-hmm.
remind him that he has a daughter. Robert is a man. He's not a little boy. He's a man. And Briana know that she lost the best. When I say the best thing that she gonna ever have, she's not
Ever.
gonna get that again.
She's
God,
not.
Ever.
God would have gave her grace if she had did what she did and went on and continued to be a young lady and be nice towards him. But she didn't. She destroyed everything that could be touched by him. She destroyed. But God is going to rebuild him.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
she
it's
has no
right
grace.
before your
She
eyes.
has no grace. She's gonna get worse than what she tried to do to him.
She has no grace, but she living off mercy.
Exactly.
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 Southside Tara said, if you do a study, you will see the internet chucks get stuck on themselves and end up losing their children. This isn't rare, it's actually the norm. The fathers are more stable. My mama was raised like that, away from her siblings. Her siblings, they never had a good life, and now my mama thinks she has to give her siblings everything.
Oh wow. But I truly don't. I truly believe in my heart, Robert is not trying to hurt her, Bree, but he wants what's best for his daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely agree because he's just not that kind of person.
If he
You
No,
was
know.
he's
trying
not.
to hurt her, if he was trying to hurt her, he's not doing that to hurt her. I agree. If he was trying to hurt her, it's a lot that he could have been brought forward, just like she was doing him. But he let her had that, and he kept trying to stick to what he was doing, and that was being a content creator. They were doing everything to drag him down, and he was ignoring it. And she was
Exactly.
coming out with all those different lies. He could have been destroyed her, but he's not like that. What did he keep saying? God got me. God got me.
Exactly. And when he spent times with Momo, he could have Miss Season that every time she come, but he don't do that.
He does
He
not.
he spares Brianna feeling because he know that will crush her. Because but she didn't spare his. The things that she allowed that man to do to hurt the truth. I just don't get it. She rather hurt him than not to have him. And that's what
I'm
all her
telling you.
anger, she's so bitter because she has lost the best thing that she will ever have.
Hmm. And I'm telling you, she said,
So
I'm miserable and therefore you will be too.
and she,
Hmm.
when she said, "I'll never get over you," she meant that from the bottom of her soul.
Her soul.
And today it is still showing because after years, she still didn't do that other guy like that that would allegedly put the dogs on her. She was able
Hmm.
to move forward, but she's in a whole nother relationship and she's still doing LaTruth like that or Robert like that. It's because she has not gotten over him. Because if she was so happy in that Janelle relationship, she would not be holding on to all that toxic mess. She would let it go and concentrate on
Also,
her relationship with him. But because she's realizing that what she said was true, she hadn't gotten over him. That's why she's still okay with them dragging him. That's why she's still okay with them doing him the way that they're doing. Because she's still in love with the truth. And they can get mad when we say it, but her actions show it.
it shows. And also, she remembers the holidays. It didn't have to be a holiday. This man showed her genuine love. He rose petals and anything that Bree got with Josh, she did it herself. She paid for it herself. But she remembered on those special days how this man made her feel. And she's not getting that anymore. If she get it, she got to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Southside Tara said
Mm-hmm.
another sissy went through this 5 years ago. She lost her kids and cannot ever regain custody. Only visitation. Her content helped him get custody of two girls and a boy.
Wow. Wow.
Mm.
Thank y'all for having me up. I'm gonna go back
Wow.
down in the chat. I love you girls and have a blessed night.
All
Love
right.
you too.
Okay.
Blessings.
Thank you.
All righty.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye. Okay. Let's see. I think Briana has too much on her hands now with those twins plus more. Let LaTruth get his kid. Exactly. She okay. Somebody made the comment that it was diabolical that she's giving one away to the dad, but fighting over the other one.
Mm.
They should have been able to
Well,
come to an agreement about that baby without having to go to court. But she's not trying to co-parent with this man. It's
no,
a
we know she's a control freak, so now that
yeah,
she's in a power struggle now,
this is a
you
court
know.
co-parenting. It's forced by the courts. If she had her way, he still would not. She would still be keeping that baby from LaTruth. We seeing this
Mm-hmm.
because of the times that she did not let her go to him, and the court ordered her to have give him his visitation. If she had her
Mm-hmm.
way, he would never see that baby. But the court is forcing that co-parenting, and she's not making it easy.
Mm-hmm. On that video, that Mother's Day video, um, when at the end when it came Amora's turn to say her piece, and she looked down at her and she was like, "Okay, what you got to say?" And I'm like, I mean, can you just let her
Wow,
tell you? Can you just let her say what you know what I'm saying? Like it just felt like,
it was
you know,
coerced
or no, well, it just felt like it was cold. Like,
emotionally. I,
Momo be glowing and flitting around there about her daddy this and her daddy that all the time, and she got to hear about that all day and night, and she can't go over there and flit around and get treated and get loved on the way she want to. So
And Amora was just like, I love you, mommy, from Amora. I said, I know that's right, Amora. Just go on, sew that up. Get to straight to the point. But it was the way she said it to her. No, she was like, okay,
Mhm.
what you got to say? I'm like, it wasn't even like a tender way to receive her, in that moment. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just hypercritical of her, but um I know that she envies that her
Mhm.
daughter still gets to be with him.
I have not seen her have any compassion or any like emotional um interaction with nobody but those twins. Even when she first left LaTruth, her interaction with that baby was only to make LaTruth jealous. It didn't seem genuine. Like she's all oohs and ahs over those the new babies. I don't see that with her other ones. She act more like the older ones are her friends, not her children.
Yeah, like she's the big sister or something.
Exactly.
You
I don't
know?
see that mother daughter. I mean mother daughter or mother and son relationship. I see a siblings relationship, and the dad is
Mm-hmm.
I guess is the dad. They call him
Mm-hmm.
dad too.
Mm-hmm. Remember when they were doing the suspect challenge and she made that reference about, you know, like suspect should always go home when I guess whatever she doing with the kids, like whatever her discipline is, he don't agree with. He always want to go home, and he was like, "Yeah, as I should," something to that effect. And he was like, "As I
Mhm.
should," and she was like, "No, Papa," or whatever. He was like, "Yeah, no, clank clank," you know. And then she acted like she didn't know what he meant by that, but he literally is telling you, "Stop having children that you can't manage." I mean, yeah, I get to go home because these are your children. And but if you're
Yep.
there, she's expecting you to help her manage those children. Period. Whether
Remember?
you
Yep.
Jonelle, her daddy, her friends, your friends doing their hair, which is a convenience and I'm sure a discount if not free.
Mm,
Everything is at your feet. Everything got to be at your feet.
exactly. And
You
then
know.
London and Florida, I think the three want to be with him also. The day they were at Walmart, they were so happy to see him. And that's why the older one is acting up. I was going to say that. That was something I had written down to remind myself to say that it was no behavioral problems that were noted before the split. Now, all of a sudden, the oldest young man is acting out.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know children that act out is a deep rooted issue as to where they why they act out. And she did not give those children time to cope with not
Mm-hmm.
having Robert around. They were calling Robert dad, and you just snatched them and okay, I'm snatching you all out of this relationship. Um, I'm not if he don't want me, he can't have no relationship with you all. Y'all want y'all to contact, don't call their phone, don't comment under. I was looking at
Mm-hmm.
something. She made a whole video about a whole post about stop commenting under my children's um social media pages. She cut off all contact with those children from somebody that they used to call dad and then forced
Mm-hmm.
them back into the biological dad life. They didn't have no transition period. She went from leaving them, cutting off all ties with Robert, throwing Jonelle in the picture, then throwing them in the daddy space. When I counted, I did a video about that. It was 3 men in 1 year that they forced to deal with. It was Robert, she cut them off, and then Jonelle, and then back in the daddy's life. That's in a 12-month period. She done had them before 3 men, and each one of them she had them calling daddy. They was calling Robert daddy. When they was washing that car, they was calling John daddy, and now they with their real daddy. So you're confusing these kids, and no wonder they acting out.
It's so interesting how a young woman, I'll say, the ones that they do have, a number of children, several, a lot, whatever you want to call it, many children, when they don't have seemingly have the motherly instinct or and I've said it before, I'm like, you don't even enjoy being a parent. Like my parents, and and others that I know, they took pride in your children. Like you made decisions deliberately because of them. And number one consideration, like it wasn't an option to do anything else. So it's like, why continue to have children when you don't seem to enjoy mothering, nurturing, prioritizing them, caring about what they want, what they need as they grow older. They're not little dolls and toys. They're growing into people. So they have to be shaped and developed. And you have to lean into what are their gifts and talents. And I need to encourage that, whether it's athleticism, sports, is it what? Is it an instrument? Is it, just academics? Like, and it's your job to do that as a parent. So that's why I'm like, she doesn't think that I don't know, it's like having babies was cute, but not understanding that these are people in this world.
Little
you
people.
know.
And
Mhm.
you're gonna have to be responsible for those people for 18 years. It's not when the babiness wear off and they start walking. No, those are your responsibilities for the next 18 years. Whether the dad step up or not, you're the mother. You got to do your part. Um, do you know anything about some hot tea that was dropped yesterday, True Slayer?
Um, hot tea dropped yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. Um,
I don't hear anything either. Snooki said, I really believe RH put her on to better their family financially with her and him making the bag. They would have been good right now. They would have been so much better, but she couldn't get out of her own way.
mm. Yeah, I wish that you know this story is like any other story that any other long series that you keep following, Power or whatever. Like it's an ongoing thing, and as long as she feels like y'all been talking about me for 2 years, 3 years, or whatever, you're obsessed with me, and we still have the same conversation. Like it's not like we're really like still on the same thing. You still are lying. You still are, making deliberate efforts to destroy this man. You're still not making good decisions as a single mother. Now you have twins allegedly. Um, you still haven't humbled yourself to the results of your decisions, like the consequences of your decisions. You still popping around like, oh well, that when she popped that lip, I can't stand it because it's so immature and it just
Annoying.
rings immaturity and
It,
I just can't stand it because I'm like and clacking them nails and I'm like,
I was
this
just
is
gonna
not
say that
this is not
irked me to my
showtime.
core. Exactly.
This is grow
You know,
time, not showtime. It's grow time, honey. You need you to grow up. you know.
she does. She picks up the worst habits, thinking it's cute, and it's not cute for an adult woman. That's teenage miss clacking, smacking your lips and clacking your fingers, talking about. Oh, she picks up some of the worst trends. It didn't get cold before. Nope, that bed did not get cold before somebody else was in it.
But I did a live yesterday and I was saying I was laughing because Mr. Steiner was like, I respectfully disagree, but I was just saying plot twist that even though we are considered to be her enemies, Bree's enemies, which we don't hate her and have any evil plot against her or anything or thoughts against her. But I was saying that we actually are more supportive to her by telling her the truth than the people who
Mhm.
say they support her, because
Exactly.
y'all certainly aren't her friends. Y'all her fans. If anybody was supporting her, it would be the truth tellers. I'm here to let you know because indirectly we're being honest with you. That's what you need to know. You don't need nobody lying to you and helping you to keep going, jumping off the cliff just because it's what
Exactly.
you want to do. Just like, when somebody is attempting to, when they don't want to be here anymore and they be sitting on that bridge or sitting on the ledge and
Mm-hmm.
people, the rescue team, they go through, they don't care that it's your life and that, you should be able to do whatever you want to do with your own life. No, the object is still to save you. You know what I mean? So them people come in there and they try to save you from something that you trying to do voluntarily. And it's
Exactly.
still not okay, right?
It's not okay.
So like,
And,
why are y'all not trying to save her, even if she is jumping off the cliff?
yep.
Why are you pushing her?
I heard that she would tell them, "You're not my mother. They're trying to be my mama." Maybe that's what you're missing because you left home. You was flipping. You left home too early and was not nurtured the way you need to be nurtured. So you need a motherly figure to tell you what you didn't, what you missed out on, because you trying to do it yourself and waiting on your daddy to tell you what's right. It's not working out.
I don't know why you want anybody to tell you anything because you ultimately are going to do something else. Like, I mean, I know she had, I won't say names, but at least one of her old friends that I can think of that certainly seemed to was like a yes friend. You know what I mean? It didn't, but I think you had another friend that came out and said herself that, well, no, I was actually bringing things to her attention and trying to tell her not to stop telling your business. And they're only talking about what you're putting out there. Everything that we
Mhm.
saying, you had a very seemingly best friend that was telling you that, and you did not care.
She did
Somebody
not.
who said that they wiped your butt behind your BBL and everything else. And this person was clearly very close, and you did not
Mhm.
accept that same thing that we're saying. So don't tell us that we need to come in your DM and say it nice and sweet, because girl, that's not the issue.
Mm-mm. And then it was another instance where those text messages came out that Don dropped, and it was about the situation with Booger Boy. I mean, with Janelle, and they were saying she was telling them what he did to her, and they was giving her the right advice. Did you go to the police or did you do this? Leave him alone. And she still chose not to. She's not friends with half of them people today, except
Mm-hmm.
that one. I think the one named Shay. She still mods for her. You'll see her in the comments, but that's the only one that she's still friends with. That I was reading the comments, she was getting good advice on most of those text messages. Don was giving her good advice. Everybody was telling her the right thing to do. One of them was telling her in another thread that she should not keep more from Robert, and she um she just chose not to listen.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know what you think. What's the worst thing that's going to happen if you let your daughter be happy with her father? What's the bad part about that? Like, because, and that's why I say that to me the party is because you can't go too. Period. It's just the
Yep.
only reason why you're mad, because you should want your child to have a happy, healthy father. This is what I was going to say a minute ago. But one of the other sisters that was up here said something that pricked me to say. When remember when he had the surgery and she went and got his oldest daughter and brought her.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now keep in mind, y'all, follow me. Her reference point for cancer is death because sadly her mother succumbed to it.
Mhm.
So in her mind, because I remember watching her when she came live and announced about his cancer.
Mhm.
I watched her do it live, right? So, and she was saying, and I'm like, oh God, not again. Y'all know my mother died. So I'm telling you, her reference point is okay, he's gonna die.
Mhm.
So then so much to the point that you went and got his child. Like you like come say bye, potentially
Yep.
or whatever.
Drove 3 hours to go get her.
Uh-huh. And he was so shocked that she even did that because he was it wasn't, you could tell it was something that, he wouldn't expect her to do, probably, something thoughtful or whatever, something not selfish. But so that's how I feel like she was moving in a way where she felt like he wasn't going to be around. Then he had got so small and he was very frail, like even when they renewed their vows, he could barely stand up there. Shout out to the truth. I mean, he looks amazing. Excuse me,
He
he looks
does.
amazing now. He said he feels amazing. I watched him doing the juicing and all of that, and God bless him. He's still here. And
Yep.
better than ever, really, because like he said, I feel good.
He does.
Um, and so yeah, I just think that she really didn't think he was going to be here, and she in her head had already checked out because she knew that he didn't want to be in the marriage anyway, and he
Mhm.
kept staying because of all of this. He knew this. I don't think he knew all of this would happen, but he knew that whenever he did leave, she would implode. he knew that. And that's why it took him so long. He was avoiding the inevitable, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And I think that he also was thinking about those kids because he said in that video, Lala was raising Mosky. He did make a when they was arguing
Mm-hmm.
about those videos.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
that he know. Okay, look at the difference. That's not talking about him. That's just observing the difference in now and when they were with him. They look like a nice, well grounded family. They
Mm-hmm.
always neat. They were always well groomed.
Yeah. They was always smiling, happy. They wasn't walking around like they didn't want to be on camera. They was coming in the camera, brushing their fades forward. You know what I'm saying? Swinging their braids and beads around and, ready. Because, them your children's self-esteem, it ain't just no, you better be happy with whatever I put on you and stuff. You can only do that for a few years, a very few years. That child starts to develop their own sense of who they are, what they want to put on, what they like, their favorite color.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to be considerate of that. My baby like blue, so let me do blue, or whatever. You can't just be, well, whatever. They're going to have to just accept it and treat them not like they're really somebody. Because
Mm-hmm.
see, you to me weaponize them and they're pawns in your game anyway, because you didn't want to mother. You couldn't have, because if you did, you would have been. Your instincts and your decisions would have been different, in my opinion, if you really wanted to be a mother. If you really, I understand her when she cried and she was like, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to my kids, and I'm gonna protect my kids with my life, excuse me, and all of that. Anybody can get emotional and think about something happening to their kids and cry. But when it comes down to making decisions about their safety and what's best for them, and you do something completely different, it kind of brings into question how sincerely you do really care about the well-being of your children. It just comes into question. It's the natural response to that.
Mm-hmm. I just honestly don't feel like she has a motherly instinct. I think
You don't have it.
it's all about her. Like she did this video. No, she did a post and she quickly took it down because somebody caught on. Okay, this is a Target picture from a lady that was caught scamming using stolen gift cards. She took that
Mm-hmm.
card and put it up there like she had been shopping for those kids. What make her do this stupid shit? Because the truth actually shows him going to shop for Momo. Now you got to show that you're shopping for the rest of them.
And
She
if
got.
you as famous and what was she saying on that one? I got 29 million views on. She was. I think it might have been when she had her oldest son sitting there and she was talking about a content creator or something like that, and how she, you know, basically everybody's beneath her, and she was talking about views. It might have been on TikTok or something like that. She had, it was a bunch of millions of views on some content. And I'm like, okay, well, if you bragging about millions of views, what makes you think that with 29 million people haven't seen who you are, that some other viral content and you mixing this picture into it, if you as famous as you say you are, as you think you are, what
Hmm.
makes you think people won't see it and put two and two together? Because
Exactly.
remember, you're a star.
Exactly. But she thinks
Hello.
she thinks that she can outsmart everybody and gets caught every time. If you actually bought that stuff from Target, why did you take it down? When they said that and you knew that you didn't do that, you would have left it up.
Left it up there. I'm telling y'all, and I know I've said it a many a time, but I just really believe that she does have a split personality disorder, and that's why why her movements are so disassociated. It's like one thing you did earlier today or yesterday, day before, it's completely contradicting what you're doing today. So it must have been somebody else doing that to where you so disassociated that you don't even, you can't even draw the conclusion that, okay, yeah, I'm trying to be manipulative, but if I say that, that's going to contradict that. Like, you're not even like trying to structure the lie, accordingly. It's like, okay, so you don't remember doing that? You had to have been disassociated from that personality. and don't even recall. But don't you look back? I mean, I re-listen to my lives on YouTube. Even if I do it in pieces or whatever, I'll go back and let me listen to what I was saying, just to kind of take note of what I was saying. Because, when you're talking like this, sometimes you just be talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to go back and so like, you don't ever re-listen to your content, Briana, and like be like, oh, dang, I was mad. I didn't know I said all of that. Like, you don't take anything into account. Like, like it's no strategy. It's just all contradictions.
It does. I still say, and the reason I say this is because I have a niece, and she has bipolar, and she suffers manic episodes. And when Brianna come out here, and like when she was out here on YouTube, and the way she was acting, it looked like she was having an episode. Y'all remember how fast she was talking?
Mm-hmm.
She goes live, and she's regular, and is not in one of those like episodes or whatever she be going through at that time. She talks
Mm-hmm.
calm, and she's not talking all fast. But whenever she gets over active and hyper, and she starts talking fast, that's a textbook symptom of a manic episode.
Mm-hmm. And it's
She's
almost like she start reciting something, because I bet her right thumb strong as hell. Because I think she just scrolls and consumes all types of
Mhm,
information and
mhm.
stories and personalities, and then and it's kind of like whatever to kind of tickle her fancy. She put a pin in it. Sometimes she'll repost it like it was hers.
And
She'll do all of that.
she
But
does all of that, and then she's better than everybody. You can never be her. They put themselves up there. They think that they're above everybody else. And like she told a lie, everything she got paid for, she never had this. She got a loan, and she's that loan that they sued her for. She said she was paying on it. And I know here, I'm not sure about everywhere, but most of the time when they sue you for it, yeah, they'll accept payments, but they garnish you for those payments, or they want the whole thing. So she may be making payments, but they had to take you to court to get it. You didn't pay it off on your own.
I thought everything was on auto pay.
Exactly, exactly. Then she say, my car paid for, I ain't never been evicted, and all this. But we found out your car was not paid for. But that's what you was feeling to make yourself elevated when you were going through your episode.
Yeah, and when
And
she said, well, I don't have a problem telling my business because a lot of people, I saw more people commenting than not agreeing with me that they feel like they've been scammed before too, the same way. So I know I'm not alone. I'm like, no, that's just more people that didn't read the paperwork like you.
yeah,
And still wasn't that it was a scam. It's just
it's
all
just more
y'all did
people
not
that
read
had
our
bad,
paperwork.
more people that had bad credit, signed a high interest loan that they could not
Right.
afford.
She said, now see, that she was validated. Once the people came on there and said, me too, that's my name for her. That's Miss Me Too, baby.
And then she
Okay.
when that guy, whoever did that article on, it wasn't World Star. They didn't do that to help her. They were making a mockery out of her. And she all in the comments talking about lesson learned. Girl, get your ass out them comments looking crazy because they joking on you.
Right. And I just would have been in the bushes and been, who gonna comment?
When I tell you they was eating her ass up in them comments.
Oh my
Every time I
goodness.
see an article, it's a lot of new people talking about her. And every time I go somewhere else and see, like even on TikTok, when this first came out, it was a lot of people in her corner on TikTok. Now on TikTok, you see more people calling her out on her bullshit, and I just go straight to the comments. Not too many people in the comments are um not too many people in the comments now are taking up for her. They said she needs to lose a platform, and she needs to get off the internet, stuff like that. And they sick of her. It's not a whole lot of favorable comments for her anymore. She got her solid people on Facebook and her solid people over there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not a from the you got a lot of supporters, and then you only have 300 or 400 in the chat out of 12,000, and she got all them supporters when she go live, all them millions, and she only have like maybe 1,000. This lady I was
Mm-hmm.
watching ain't got but 500,000, and she was live the other day and had 28,000 people in her live.
That that
So
that girl have come across too much money. She could have went and bought and flipped some houses and had all kind of stuff going on to where
good
she
have.
wouldn't be so reliant on getting views and on strictly on content. Like, yeah, come on here, but let's remove this public figure tag, okay? Title.
Yep,
Ma'am, no, you just need to have a regular Facebook where you do something else and maybe you might share about yourself, but you're not doing it because you have to be on here for a living. You need something else because this insatiable desire to have to be validated about every single thing because she's being blogged on because like why did you feel like you had to come out here and explain anybody anything about your vehicle?
exactly.
I mean,
You know
it's
what?
okay if it went back and somebody came broke, she want to beat you to the punch. Her job is a professional responder.
Exactly. Exactly. And she tried to get ahead of the story, just like they found out about that loan. I think this in her mind, she was trying to get ahead of the story because she knew it was gonna come out that she got repossessed.
Mm-hmm.
But it happens to the. I mean, people go through hard times, but
Mm-hmm.
because you done got out there like Peach does not mind telling you what she go through, because that's what you call keeping it real. But Brianna tried to dress hers up. Peach was like, "Yeah, I got an eviction."
Yeah, I mean, like Peach does to me, and it's only my opinion when I say talk too much because it's her business, right?
You know,
But in my estimation, you still talk too much. But she doesn't. If she break down one day, God forbid, and say something different, that'll be that day. But as of now, it's like she seemed to be able to handle telling her business, and a
yeah,
little better than what we, well, not a lot better than what we see going on over here. Okay,
yeah,
she tell
yeah.
it, and she goes on about her business. Okay, and
She
next thing you know,
does.
you see that hand over top of her head and them hips swirling, and she back to dancing and clowning and whatever. I mean, after she just told you, you know, something very intimate, something very personal. I don't want to have to get a check. I'm sorry if I got to have to show my bank statement and show the receipt to prove I am who I say I am and got what I say I got. I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna do that. I wouldn't want my check to be dependent on having to be validated about whatever I'm showing on the internet. So because the whole debate is whether I'm believed or not, whether I'm lying or not. Now I gotta prove that. I don't want that as a career.
I don't either. I don't either. Amelia said, "Y'all remember when she was pregnant allegedly and showed a picture of something I can't remember, but it belonged to this lady, and the girl told her to stop showing her pictures." I don't remember that.
I wonder what it was. It's like I almost might remember, but I would have to know what it was to maybe help jog my memory. What was it? The thing that you mentioned.
Hmm.
It's
She's
been
just,
so many things, that's why
it
when we in
has.
discussion, like you'll pull up something, and I'll be like, yeah, that right. Like it, but in a moment you might not pull it up. And then
Hmm.
somebody else pull up something else and you like, yep, see? And
Yeah,
you're like, it, but it's just so much to try to pull up in a moment in the conversation. So that's why it's good to have, a group conversation.
it
Everybody
is.
contributes something. Hmm.
Exactly. Exactly. I was when I was looking for some when I was looking for some video. I had stopped, I had gotten off YouTube for about 7 months. I was still coming into people's like lives every now and then, but as far as putting out content, I just stopped like from March last year until the beginning of October last year. I just took a break from it because so much was happening.
Hmm.
And when I was still paying attention to what was going on, but I just had to take a mental break from all that. And
Hmm.
I was going through something. I got rid of a lot of my stuff. I said when I come back, I'm not gonna be following this because it's too much. But when I came back and when I went back to Facebook, all the stuff still was coming down my timeline. I'm like, damn, this girl's still at it. And I forgot what compelled me to do a video, but I don't follow her, I guess because people do follow her.
Hmm.
that I she's in my algorithm, and a lot
Mm-hmm.
of times stuff will come up and I watch it, and I just started back doing the videos on it. But I she does so much. When I was going back through my videos trying to find clips, because like I told you, I had gotten rid of all mine, and I know Lupac and Harmony get tired of me inboxing them. Do you have this video or do you have that video? So I'll go through some of mine to see if I have it, and I come across so much stuff that I had forgotten that she did. She's done so much.
Mm-hmm.
Forget some of the stuff that she does. I started reposting some of it because um it's still adhering to what's going on now.
Yeah, I looked at all of my lives that I took down, like that year's worth of lives I had on my page that I
Mhm.
downloaded them. I was like, I need to go back and look at, some of the stuff I did, like, when T was hot in different parts of the saga, and repost or reshare some of them lives, like where, you know, just kind of going back in those moments. Cause like you said, you'll find some gems.
Mhm.
It's too much to keep track of all of it. I mean, I know y'all got a lot of receipts and stuff, and then um, everybody got probably maybe a little something different than the next. But this is truly could be a show. Like I don't know who waiting on. Because I'm gonna tell you, if I find somebody, I'm not looking. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying if I if I was to come across an opportunity with somebody like, I listen. I got a whole script.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, it would be a good one because
Automatically. Hmm.
I know a lot of people looking at this in disbelief because I'm like I used to like that movie Fatal Attraction back in the day. I was like, I know
Hmm.
no woman cannot be like that over no man. I know no. And then I would
Mm-mm.
hear about women just being man crazy over every man they meet. And I
Yep.
was like, when I started seeing how she was carrying on this internet, I couldn't believe that a person actually act like her. And I
Hmm.
could not believe that a person that act like her would have so many grown supporters that's egging her on, that's enabling her and coddling her, and like there's nothing wrong. They're making up
Right.
excuses, and they get ought to get tired of bending lies to cover her lies. They'll come
Right.
out and
And, and, and
defend
and every
her.
time we thought things couldn't get worse, something else worse would happen. We like, dang, like it just wouldn't stop. That girl would not stop. And respectfully, April, thank you. And hey, everybody that's coming in and speaking, but respectfully, April said it was the sonogram, my two, that the girl came out and said
Oh,
that
I
was her
saw that.
sonogram. Oh,
Uh-huh.
my bad.
And hey, everybody that came in that I didn't speak to. Yeah, but that's sad that that girl. She said Snooki said it'll be a good Tubi movie. Yeah, it's a shame that she has done so much, and she does not have the decency to be embarrassed about any of that. She thinks that's just normal. She, I said it cannot be that many scorned women or that many women that hate men. They hate this man for no reason because of a known liar, and then they know that she lied on this man, but they still hate him. Some of the stuff they say they can't be considerate of her because they got the same like they was calling him horse teeth and she got the same one size fit all teeth. Everybody that get those teeth like they got look like they have the one size. They don't adjust them to their mouth. Every one of them
Mhm.
got the same size teeth, but they
Yeah.
want to talk about his, but don't want to say nothing about hers. And they got the same
The
size,
same. Listen, the
like her.
exact same.
And then they call him ugly. Well, her daughter looks just like him. She's just a lighter version.
And they
So
talk about his lips. I'm like, her lips big as heck. Also,
exactly,
I
piano
mean,
like piano
what is
teeth.
going
She got
on?
piano teeth. They
Black
they
people have big lips. I mean, we just do. I
exactly
do too.
exactly. I always say I bet people at Lifetime never saw someone like Long. You can't make this. You cannot make it up. She's in a quest to be viral so bad that she take the bad viral and think it's something good.
She like, I don't care if I'm the villain in the story, as long as I'm starring in that mug.
Yep. Yep. She
You
said
know,
they hate men that much, but still effing them. Can't make exactly. I wonder how many of those women are married. How many of those women have boys?
I can't imagine very many at all have a man.
I can't either. I can't either. And if they do have men, I wonder, do their men know that they're supporting this stuff, this type behavior? Because a lot of women have secret lives when it comes to social media, and their partners don't know how they carry on social media and what they do on social media. And I just wonder.
Hmm.
I don't have big lips. I wish I did. My top lip can use a little filler, but it's so thin. My
I
bottom
think
lip
she
is
had
fine.
fuller lips. I think, but it looked like she got something else added to it.
Yes, she did.
She
Her
heavy in the
lips are,
mouth. Okay.
you can tell when she has the fillers because they look plumper.
Hmm.
That top lip looks like more like the bottom, but she has nice lips without the fillers.
Right. She didn't even need it. And anyway, I ain't gonna get into that because
All but that brown mess around it. I don't like that. It don't look like no lip liner, none of that. I don't like that.
she said she was born like that.
I heard. I
But she
heard.
probably was, because I mean, what else would have caused that? It's probably just
I thought she had gotten you know how people get those little permanent, but it's not the right color to be permanent. So she may have been born like that, but
hmm
I would
Baby,
keep some.
I have my stuff lined and glossed at all times.
Exactly. I would.
Yeah, you know I would. I don't play with my baby. I'd be lined and glossed at all
I
times,
was
honey.
just getting ready to say I would keep some lip gloss or something covering up some of that.
Even just gloss, because they're already lined. Like that's the thing. But to make,
Yeah,
if I wanted to sharpen it up a little bit or fill in any little blanks, honey,
exactly.
me and that pencil and that gloss will go everywhere with me.
And it would. It would. Yeah. But I really just wanted to come over here on here tonight because that seeing that over the weekend, it just disturbed me so bad that these women thinking that money is going to win that custody case. Like I said, when you have evidence lined up, and then she's not going to be honest with them attorney because she went in front of the judge trying to lie, and her case was step and step. She
Hmm
waited until she lied. She said that on her live after court. She let Brianna lie, and then took the exhibit up to the judge to prove she was lying. She
and they couldn't even believe that.
Yeah, she comes to court and think her word is going to be it. No, baby, you got to have proof. Court don't work. Court don't work like your social media following. All you got to say is,
Hmm
say it, and it's gonna be taken as true. Court works off facts.
Right. Ain't no green light in court or whatever she used to
No.
say, green light or get a red light or whatever she used to say.
Now
To
her
them back in.
supporters are over there going along with that narrative. We bullying her kids, and we're not bullying. She talking about. I saw a video I posted today about when she came live on YouTube, and she was saying that she was reading the what the definition of online harassment or whatever, and it had meaning to cause harm. I'm like, what are we doing? Meaning to cause her harm? She coming over here looking at our shit. Her people sending it to her. We're not going over there in her comments. We're not sending her personal comments. We're not going in her inbox. We're not stalking her. We're not going by her house. We are
Sorry.
only going
Right.
by what she puts on the internet.
Right. And I'm
It's
like,
like
I mean, you don't have anything else to do but to spend your all day every day watching people who you don't respect, don't agree with, don't I I mean, if you had something else to do, you wouldn't even know or have time to even know what was going on.
that part she would not. But that's all she does. Go in and out of everybody that's talking about her, trying to see what they're saying. You going looking for it. Ain't nobody, like I say, ain't nobody sending you copies of their video when they make them on YouTube.
Girl,
You are
that I'd be
going
so
looking
tickled
for
at
it.
that part right there. Like,
it also says, I mean, harassment. If we were going on her comment when she go live, and we all under her comments harassing her, or we all in her inbox harassing her, we sending her mail to her house harassing her, then
I
yeah, I can
mean,
see
when?
exactly. But
How?
we are making videos off of what you're putting out to the public. We just breaking it down, and she doesn't like to be broken down because a lot of people are saying, more and more people are coming out saying, I used to follow her until I started watching you all. I used to follow her until I started watching all the content creators and how y'all break it down. She don't like that. She don't like nobody opening their eyes against her lies. She wants the wool pulled over their eyes like she's been able to do. And some of them is not just not gonna leave because they too vested. It's a game to them.
Matu, she needs to open her eyes and also come to the light
And she
and
does.
realize the truth. Just like everybody else. You mad at everybody seeing the light? How can you be mad if you're not a demon, okay, in spirit? How can you be mad at people being enlightened by the truth? Like that means you are. That's why we always say, Chuck, they be trying to say I'm delusional. I'm not delusional. Well, I mean, from a lot of people's perspective, you are, because you literally will say one thing and sometimes contradict yourself in the very next sentence. You know what I mean? It's not like hard to notice. And I don't know why she doesn't see that. That's why I really am just convinced that she's different person, literally different personalities. Where you can't be mad at us for picking up on this very obvious show that you're putting on with um these different personalities, these different positions and outlooks on life. One day you just everything is wonderful, happy, and praise God, and the next day you cussing somebody out in your comments like you're not at peace, clearly. But her job is to try to, hey, I guess you say, as long as I'm getting enough money to pay my bills, I don't care. But now that seemingly is, maybe it may be in question, but she still claims to be financially stable while turning in a vehicle, while downsizing. So I don't know. Everything is a contradiction. We'll never, truly know 100%, but by a preponderance of the evidence, in my opinion, the truth, hands down, can and will win this custody case. Um, Unless I can't even say unless, because what's been submitted to the court and the reason why they're even allowing this to come into the court, it's already on record. What he's alleging is already on record. So to try to dial back and say, okay, well, never mind, I'm gonna just let her stay there with her mama because y'all worked out something or whatever. I think some things have been brought to the light that the court won't ignore. Okay, well, why did you say all of that? Was that true or not? Well, yeah, it's true, but you can't say you was lying.
And can't. I don't think at this point he will. I don't because
So,
it takes a lot for him to even go through those
mhm,
things. And it's a lot that I
mhm.
don't think that we may have witnessed because he does not come to the internet with his business. While she's telling them her version of everything that's going on and they coming out to the forefront talking about it, we all know that
Mhm.
her version of stuff is delusional most of the time. It's twisted and like most of the time it's void fact. And I don't think he would have taken it to court if he didn't feel like he could win it.
Yeah, and that he was already had a resolve that I'm not going to regret it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is where I'm at with it. And I'm cool with that. I feel good about that. This is what's necessary to protect my child.
Yep.
So this is not no more. So I think in the beginning, Brie really hated him because she felt so safe with him. I think uh, throughout the marriage, whenever they weren't button heads for whatever reasons, he did provide a lot of security and safety for her. So when everybody started talking about her and calling her, she lying, the 911 tech call and all of that, she was so mad and she would be come on here and she would be seething,
Mhm.
seething hot. you know, the way she would look in that camera, and you could see her eyes look so dark and cold and crazy, and she would just be going off. And it was like, she was like, basically he encouraging them, he won't tell them to stop. And we were like, well, he, you know, he's not telling them to do it, and he can't tell them not to talk. I mean, that's just how it go, right? And she was saying, you know, yes, he can tell them to stop, but he won't tell them to stop. I'm like, just because you control your people mind and they stop and go whenever you say, don't mean that that's what's happening over here. But she projected that so tough that she was like, she convinced herself that whatever anybody blogging on her saying things that she didn't want said, that he was the one that was incentivizing them, paying them, you know, asking them to do it, sending them information, because she was doing all of that stuff. And she could not believe that he wasn't doing it either. She was like, ain't no way these people just this mad at me. And if he ain't telling them to do nothing, we like, no, we just literally watching you. But I mean, she could not reconcile that to be a fact.
She cannot, and she's gonna have to have proof. And if it came down to it, and not that the case is big enough to warrant this, but does she not know that they can get all his devices and pull all the text messages and all to see if that's true? If he's sending anybody cash apps and connected to the content creators, but she would have a line of evidence showing that she does.
Yeah, so that's a
She
period.
sends them information to blog on.
Mm-hmm. And not just people saying that, oh, she sent me and she told me, but it's her saying,
Exactly.
I reached out to this person.
We're
Like,
not
girl.
blogging. We're not blogging on stuff that we don't supposed to know. We're blogging on stuff that she say. That's the difference in the two sides. They blog on stuff that they don't even supposed to know. They have access to the parenting app information. You have to be able to log into that to get it. So who would give their password and the username to that parenting app? She's doing it, or either she's
Mm-hmm.
screenshotting giving it to them.
And
But
you in
she's
violation if you're doing that.
exactly. And some of the recent messages since they've been to court was shown on 2K's thing, from the parenting app. Sherelle didn't have access to that. Briana gave it to her, which was in direct violation of that court order. And then they think he's supposed to keep letting her violate the order, and it's for the purpose of harassing him. He's supposed to let that slide because we blogging on what she said. It don't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel a storm of brewing. You hear me?
I do too. I
Shoot.
do too. And then this
I feel the
girl,
wind.
these people that she bringing forward to defend her, quote unquote, because we blogging on him, and they coming and they supposed to be harassing. We blogging on her, and they supposed to be harassing him. This girl puts his address, his new address up. They doxing this man. As much as these women hate him, why would you all put this man address out there? And I hope he did get that so he can show the courts how far her people are going.
Mm-hmm.
That's and
It,
they, her
it
daughter be
sounds
over there. She don't think your daughter be over there. Why you doing this dumb shit? What if one of your stupid ass flunkies go and try to harm him while your daughter's with him? Does she think?
mm-hmm. No, she doesn't. That's the part right there. No, she does not. And then that's why there's this, it's the not thinking for me, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
why there's this scramble and this immediate deflection and lying and stuff. Because it's like, I didn't think what you saying that is a good question, but I'm not gonna cop to nothing. So whatever I gotta say in this moment to deflect from your question, it's to me it's such a desperate deflection,
Mm-hmm.
like it's like a fear response of just facing reality. Because for
Mm-hmm.
somebody to be able to confront you with video audio evidence of you, especially if you're in court and everybody can see and hear it, and you still say no, that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. And then this
You should think they're gonna take you right to a padded cell right on the spot.
yep. And the same person that doxed this man on 2K, and 2K had over, he had a lot of people in that. And if I'm not mistaken, a lot of people have watched it since. And no, it was on her page. I take that back. She put it on her page, I think. But anyway, it was on her page, and it had his address. She didn't redact the address, and that within itself, what if he shows that to the judge and then put it along with her on 2K saying, well, Briana called me and said she needed my help. And then he goes all down Sherelle's page showing the kind of help that she's
Mm-hmm.
doing. That's a direct violation, third party harassment.
And then God made it so good, for with the truth that even where he didn't have the strength, the focus or whatever to go and gather up all these receipts, you got all of these truth tellers on here who got vaults full of receipts for, I'm sure, any allegation he would make could be substantiated thoroughly,
Hmm.
anything. And he has that as well. So I mean, it's a hands down situation. Go to her vault of alleged supporters, people who clearly you've documented the shout out on your page, and then you have a video and audio or of the person saying that, oh yeah, I chopped this picture in with the other ones and blamed it on him. Like, it's an open and shut case. It's just, how far is this going to ultimately go? It can go all the way
Yep.
depending on who's driving that. I really do. I mean, it can go all the way because it's all there. The speculation that they trying to say, well, she can say this about him, but it's mostly speculatory because you don't have all these receipts of people saying, oh yeah, I talked to him on the back end and
Mm-mm.
this and that, and
You
none
do
of this
not.
stuff exists. So it's just an allegation,
Yep.
a
The
false one.
evidence that's being exactly the evidence that's being shown on that side is evidence that she is giving them that they don't supposed to have anyway. What we have is clippings from what's coming out the horse's mouth, out
And
her
it's from the
own mouth.
public. Uh-huh.
Exactly. Hey, Miss
But
White, hey everybody that came in and I didn't speak to, I'm sorry. But
I was
yeah,
gonna say, I know, I hear what you're saying though when you say it really kind of like ticked you off about the how ignorant these people are in the comments and stuff. And I literally can't even read in his comments because I really be like physically ill triggered. You know what I mean? Not like I
I
just go
know.
throw up, but
Hey,
I just be like really like sickening. Like, people do not know what y'all talking about. It's too
now
many of y'all that don't know what y'all talking about. I can't take it.
if I was her supporter, I would be like when they was reading the list of what he put in the contempt. Um, I would not have read it and say, "How dare he?" or getting upset because he said it or what he did and try to break it down, um, and gaslight them people. I would have said, "Yes, she was wrong for that." If she went to that school and told them not to give him access to that child's school records and not to give him access to that child to pick her up, she was wrong. If the divorce decree said he had to have that, she was wrong for going behind his back changing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would have, if I was a blogger, that's what I would have said. I wouldn't have been saying he's being petty. He still won't free. Everything he does, he still
Right.
won't free. That man don't want that headache no more. All he does is antagonize her. All he does is and then they start putting stuff up in the parenting app. What did he say? I forgot what he said. I think Sherelle shared that too. But everything that it was in there, they found a way to make it about him wanting Bree and Bree gone. That man don't give a flying fuck about Bree being gone. That's somebody else's headache now. All he cares about is raising his daughter in the best environment.
Yep. And I'll say this, my two, before I drop down. I appreciate you having me once again. It's always a pleasure. Um, they, those people over there that really believe that they are supporting her and truly, genuinely um, care about her. They, let me say this right, Lord. Okay, so they fiercely defend her because they know how fragile she clearly is. Spiritually, she's a very broken and fragile person, and you can see how kind of like scatterbrained her decisions and stuff are. And so you can see that there's a deficiency there, that there's something going on there. You can clearly
Mhm.
see that. So they know how fragile she is. So they use that for their own advantage to, give them a vehicle to stand on to do all of this dirty stuff they do. And we defending her. We standing up for somebody who really needs the help because she is so fragile, right? But we looking at it like, well, you're fragile, but we got to be honest with you. That's what's going to make you stronger, is to deal with the truth and the facts, to try to encourage you in a way, because you so scared she going to break if you be honest with her and you actually taking her out of here. So
Mhm.
I just think it's crazy how very people that she does listen to the, CC's over here and stuff. We've seen her follow certain instructions. Next thing you know, she cooking and combing hair behind a live and things like that we witnessed in real time happening, right?
Mhm.
But all the other, there's other advice that's been given, a lot of insight and stuff that you could also take, that you hear from over here, that you seemingly haven't received or care to apply.
Mhm.
So, but what have you heard over there, though, as a person to say, you know what, that's a good idea? You keep identifying with these people that's driving you to your demise. And
Mhm.
that's the problem. Like, you've not grown, you have not hit your rock bottom. So that's why I be saying jail and stuff like that. Cause I'm like, okay, well, that's what it's going to take. Um, because this is crazy. In the 11th hour of a contempt in custody case, you still on live platforms reaching out to people and making it known that you're reaching out to people to conspire to do these things. That's beyond unhinged.
It is. It is. And I don't get it. She's gonna learn one day. I don't know if it's gonna take losing her child for her to get it. I don't know if it's gonna take I don't know what it's gonna take for her. But something detrimental is gonna happen and she's gonna straighten her ass up.
And I pray it doesn't completely destroy her. Like, that's the prayer. And that's why I'm like, you're not helpful to encourage somebody to walk off a cliff, just because you like to march.
Yep,
You like, I mean, come on now. You really say you care about somebody. That's why I was saying, should we actually inadvertently care more about her than the people who say they care about her,
exactly.
even while we telling the truth.
Exactly.
Just a fact. So
Exactly.
we can only pray for her, you know. But like I said, a storm is a brewing,
It is.
girl.
It
What's
is.
that say? It's twist the weather, girl.
Lord, when it hits the fan, it's gonna hit the fan, baby.
Listen, girl, it's twist the weather outside. Shoot.
Yep. Yep.
But I thank you again, my two. I appreciate you, girl. I'm gonna drop down, let you go ahead and continue with your show.
Okay. I will.
Okay.
And thank you for coming up again.
You're welcome.
Let me
Thank
read
you.
some of these comments. Her pregnancy was the sickest pregnancy I ever witnessed. She may be a sociopath. I believe that it's too much damaging information to ignore. That one is a major one, and I want to see how she's gonna get past that because she knows she leave them alone with him, just like we know it, she know it, and I think that's gonna end up harming her. She got pregnant by Booger Boy, and this is what she wanted. She has to take care of them. Exactly. She was she did a video today talking about the baby rolling over on his stomach. I always thought, now I may be old school and they may have changed it since I had my last child, but I always thought that a baby is supposed to lay on their stomach after a feeding, that they could choke in their sleep. I may be wrong, but that's what I always thought. And she had a bottle in the crib, and then he had rolled over on his stomach. I never in my life saw some people gain only 7 pounds in their home. I haven't either. I think she starved herself that pregnancy, trying to stay small. Because you remember he told her if you gain weight, it's over. She thinks she's so much smarter than everyone else. She does. And hey, Miss White, I spoke to you one time, baby. It's giving cult. It is. They want to say we're a cult over here, but we don't carry on like that. So so-called 3 degree ain't degree, and it is not, because they're a cult. And another thing I didn't like that she did when she was gone on her little vacation with Booger Boy, and she took that baby over there with her hair undone. She had a fit and did a whole video that she had prepared, I guess, to counteract her not getting the baby's hair done before she left. So she did the video of Momo talking about that's how she wanted her hair, and she liked her hair like that. I believe that was coerced. And then you want to talk about natural hair, and then I'm running across all these videos when he got it done, he just used her own hair. When she was getting braids done, she was adding weave in the baby's hair, fake hair. But then want to have a fit because he get the natural hair braided down. Remember when they tried to get that nurse fired that LaTruth did the skit with? I do. One of them over there, just out of control, refused to be quiet. I can't wait till they get her. Exactly. Don't think the rules apply to them. Just like the ones she support, they don't think the rules apply to them. I'm just waiting to see what color the wall gonna turn next. Snooky big fact. She should lose custody until a mental evaluation. That part. Some of the stuff she says just don't make sense to her, nobody but her. And the some of the stuff that she says don't make sense to nobody but her and her supporters. Thank you, Amber. I hope somehow you can get enough money to take the two snakes across the street. Needs to go to. They do. I thought it was that, but I wasn't sure. Reading his comments have me. They do have me pissed. Like in her comments, if you look at her comments now, don't nobody hardly say anything because she's made it clear she's gonna block you if you say anything. But her folks stay under that man comments. Won't they give the same courtesy that we give they asses and stay up out his comments? Y'all not a supporter. Why y'all watching his shit? I have little lips. My I got a nice size bottom lip, but my top lip so thin. Wasn't look turning fraudulent court documents. Yeah, she was turning in fake documents to the courts about how much money she was making. Right, my two said she's in good hands with her father and is in the best care. I love when they do videos together. It's good to see a smile. That's a genuine smile too on his face. She loves her father. She loves both of her parents. Exactly. And he's not over there trying to turn her against the mama. So why she keep trying to turn that baby against the dad? She thinks she's bigger than the picture. Yep. Yeah, the baby boy was choking after she fed him. She finally picked him up. That don't make no sense. Yes, bro, the truth did a great job getting that hair braided with cute little beads. And she did love it. And I don't see what the big deal was. And then you up there condoning the other little girl's hair and giving the wife a high five and this, that, and the other, giving her the big ups about doing the hair that you hadn't gotten done since she did it. You hadn't taken her to get it redone, none of that. I feel. I do too. I do too. That's just going to be another pawn. Children are pawns to her. Everything's good as long as she's with the dad, but when she falls out with the dad, they are pawns for her. She holds them and treats them like they're pawns. Thank you, True Slayer, for the super sticker. I was saying, pick that baby up. Damn, she has no motherly instinct at all, and she really doesn't need none of her. Exactly, but you all know that man will never. I don't think he will ever get his children because he don't want them full time. He'll get them a week here and a week there. I'm surprised he agreed to get that little boy. I'm surprised that he agreed to get that little boy, um, the young man, because I just don't think that he wants to be a full time dad to 3 more miles to pull. If something happened, just say for instance, if somebody put this in the comments earlier, I think I'm chosen. She said she predict her getting into it with Janelle going to jail. Um, and the dad is not gonna want the kids, and she feels like they're gonna end up with the truth anyway. And knowing the truth, he would take them. I honestly believe in his because he loved those kids. You can tell that was a genuine love. It was not a forced love, and that's what make that daddy so damn mad because he knows that LaTruth genuinely loved them kids, and they got real memories in the years that he was MIA, and he hates for that to be brought back to the front. He saying those are not your children, you're not in their lives anymore, and this, that, and the other. But you can't take away those memories. You cannot take away those memories from them children, and that's something they're just gonna have to deal with. I don't care how they try to paint the narrative that he was still in their lives while she was with the truth. No, we didn't see it. If it was happening, I don't think LaTruth would have had a problem with him being in their lives. But he saw LaTruth as a father, and he saw LaTruth as their father, and he did nothing to come forward. He didn't work. He wasn't worried about spending time with them. He was telling Brianna to make that marriage work because I guess he was scared that if that marriage didn't work, then she finna come after me for child support. So he was if she was talking to him, which I don't believe she was, I think that was just something that was done at the spur of the moment to go on film. She told him, she loaded his mouth and told him what to say. I don't believe they was talking like that while she was married to LaTruth. I don't believe he was counseling her to stay with LaTruth, and LaTruth was beating him. I thought all of beating her. I thought all of that, and I could be wrong, was just something that they came up with to make Robert look bad. He knew she was gonna call, and she had loaded his mouth on what to say. Bree knows he doesn't want Josh either. That's why she announced it live to hold him to his word. The internet is gonna be on him about it. The internet is gonna be on him about it now. Yeah, I don't have my glasses on. I don't even know where they at this point. Yep. But does anybody know when that hearing is going to be? Does anybody know when the hearing is? What about the contempt hearing? June 3rd. Oh, that's right around the corner. Which one? The custody or the contempt? Exactly. Look at how easy she's willing to turn over custody to that man and not trying to fight him. I believe the difference is, like I say, she's using that baby as a pawn. That's one of the differences. And she still loves the truth. And then I think the biggest thing, though, is because she finally got one that's paying child support, and she does not want to let that child support go. I believe if LaTruth say, "Okay, I'll keep paying you this money every month. Just give me my child." I believe she'll go for it. My cousin, when he and his wife broke up, they had a daughter, um, Alyssa. They had a daughter, Alyssa, and my cousin ended up when they first divorced, the daughter went with the wife, and she was not doing all right because she was special needs. She's not all the way down syndromes, but she has some of the traits, but she's still slow. She was born when her mother was 5 months old, so she had a lot of difficulties when she stayed in the NICU for almost a year. So she had a lot of developmental issues, and she was like she looks like a Down syndrome child to a certain degree. But anyway, the mother didn't want to take time with her. So he was paying $600 a month child support at the time. This was like in the early 90s. He was paying $600 child support. Um, and he just told her, I want my child. And she was like, no, I can't afford to live. I need that money. I'm just going to be honest. I need that money. So he was like, look, I will keep paying you that money, child support. Just let me get my child. And he kept his word. He kept paying her child support for the child until she turned 18. And he got his child. And now he and his wife are raising that child. His current wife are raising that child. She's still slow. Like here, she was in a special needs program, and she was 18. She was supposed to graduate, but the school let her keep coming to school until she was like 22, because that was the highlight of her day, coming to school. Anyway, she got pregnant again, and she asked my cousin, could she, well, he signed the birth certificate. My cousin was like, "Nah, I'm a damn fool for paying child support, and I got custody of the child, but I wasn't born yesterday. I ain't that much of a fool." She wanted him to claim the second child so she can put him on that one on child support too. And she had that one with the married man. She thought my cousin was a fool, because personally I think he was, to pay child support for a child that he had custody of, but he just wanted his child that bad. He was like, "Look, I would give you your child support. Just give me my daughter." And I think right now, if the truth was to tell her, he would still give her that $1,400 a month. She would still, she would let him get mostly without a blink of an eye. BB doesn't want any of her kids besides it. Exactly. Right now, until she and Ja break up, then they're not gonna be such a they're not gonna be such a thank you, Valerie, for the super sticker. 6206. Oh, that's the contempt. Now, if she goes to jail for contempt, I think that would be r- well deserved, because it's going to take something to show this girl that you are not above the law. You cannot do what you want to do when a judge has put an order in place. The other court hearing is either this week or next. Okay, Latae. Okay, which one? The difference is child support. She doesn't want that child support to stop, because it's probably exactly. It's probably enough to help with all three of them. Now that's a good father. I heard one of the content creators say that she goes to Goodwill to shop for the babies. And I'm not against Goodwill. I've been to Goodwill, and you can find some good things at Goodwill. Like here, white people give away brand new stuff and send it to Goodwill. And like when my husband was living, I got him like 10 polo shirts that the lady's husband died. They were brand new with tags on them, and they were like $6 a piece. Brand new polo shirts. So I got all 10 of them. So sometimes you can find steals, but I don't agree with you putting your children on a Goodwill level while you putting a ninja on a 10,000, 30,000 level, $1,000 shoes. While you putting a ninja on that level, while your children back that up, put that ninja on Goodwill, and you go and spend that kind of money on your children. And that way, when you go broke, it won't be when you go broke and don't have it, you won't feel as bad because you're spending on your kids and not a ninja that ain't gonna be there until the end. Since you're just gonna spend it and not save it and not invest it, put it to good use. Put it in your children. Put it back in invest in your children. I think she's still sleeping with Sleepy. That's why they get along. She tricked RH to marry because Sleepy married someone else. She was on Get Back. Exactly. And when she and LaTruth broke up, she was on Get Back with Robert, with Ja. her and Sleepy get along because he gets along with her lies like she do with his lies, acting like father of the year. Exactly. And that's the part I can't take. Him getting on there acting like he's father of the year. And he just coming back into the picture. Thank you, Jules. Just Jules. I hope that she stays longer this time around, like a week. I hope she stays longer this time around, like a week. Okay, Brittany, who the baby? Are they out of school? Yeah, they are out of school. I know most custody hearings, well, most custody cases in Georgia, they get every other weekend, 2 weeks after summer, and every other holiday. That's how one of mine was, my daughter with her dad, and that's how my cousins was with the baby's mama that I was telling you all about. So I where was I? I think that he's gonna have his 2 weeks this summer. She said she makes money on all platforms, and we're dumb as if we don't buy her book to. So you don't need that $1,400. Yeah, right. She trying to amp that book up, and I heard that you can go to get it for free off YouTube with people telling you how to monetize these platforms. So why I think is that book that was $99. Why would I pay $99 and all I got to type it in? All I got to do is type it in, and they're giving it to you for free 99 on YouTube. She buying them used clothes. That's where she getting them spirits from. And did y'all see that picture that Harmony had in her video? And those clippings that I had earlier, I did screen recorded from Harmony's video. Like I say, she and Lupac are the encyclopedias of anything this saga because they got good records. And I can call them and get anything. Yeah, I think when she first dropped that book, it was a couple of months ago, and it was $99, and it was an ebook, and they were telling her that the link wasn't working. They paid that money, and they was telling her the link wasn't working and all that. I wonder did she ever get that fixed? And like these people, it's all up her behind. They don't care. A pamphlet, that was a pamphlet. That wasn't no book. You're talking about a 9.99 pamphlet. She charging $99 for it, and they over there paying it like food. But that's her hustle. If they crazy enough to do it, I'll hustle them too. Shit. I'm just playing. I wouldn't do y'all like that because I respect my supporters more than that. Not yes, I do not skip a Harmony video. Not never. Yep. Thank you, Candy. Okay, y'all. I made it to the end of the comment, and I really appreciate you all. Let me call out my supers. I appreciate everybody for supporting me. I appreciate and Valerie and Truth Slayer for coming up on the panel, and Floria, thank you for coming up on the panel. I've never seen you on a panel before, but thank you, Snooky, for the super sticker. Thank you, Lakay Myers, for the super chat. Thank you, Floria, for the super chat. And thank you, Sassy Lady G2 G2G, Sassy Lady G2G for the super chat. Thank you, Amber, for the super sticker. Thank you, Candy Kisses, for the super sticker. True Slayer, thank you for the super sticker. Valerie, thank you for the super sticker. Super sticker. I appreciate that. And again, thank you all for supporting me. And you're welcome, Nola, buddy. I told you all when y'all started buying those memberships, I was going to start going live more. And y'all know I like doing the videos, but I'm starting to like going live because I like interacting with you all, like throughout the chat. And you can't do that on video. So I get a more on hands opportunity to chat with you all when I go live. So I can see why the content creator goes live, because it's more personable than just commenting back on a video. So I promise you all I would start going live more. Once I get my memberships up, can you put the somebody put the link in for the membership? Because once I get my memberships up, we're gonna have some more members only lives and content. Um, I don't have a lot right now. I think it's $2.99 for a membership, and like I say, once I get that count up, I will do more members only live. Yeah, that book is $100, girl. And those idiots over there talking about I'm gonna get mine when I get paid, or I got the book. And it's like the writing, it's not like a normal book that you would buy where the writing small is that big writing. When she was flipping through the pages, the writing so big, like if you made the writing smaller, it would be maybe 10 pages, but they put the writing bigger, so it may be 20, 25. Good night, everybody. No, a scammer don't care. It's all about the money they can get. Thank you. Thank you, TA. Good night. I'm just going through these last few. Thank you, Candy Kisses. Thank you, Brittany. All right, guys. Let's see, Child Please 2K showed us all that's in that book, and it ain't much. I know it. I know it. If they wanted the book, all they had to do was go to 2K Live and read it, or see the excerpts of it or what was in it, and then just went to YouTube. Okay, y'all. If y'all haven't subscribed to me, there's my link. You good, Nola Bunny. All right, guys. You have a good night. I'm gonna go on and get off so I can get my shower and get in the bed. I gotta go to work in the morning. And you all have a good day tomorrow. Good night.